Welcome back to the Butcher of Kingsville. Thanks for joining us. We're going to look today at the breakdown of a rib. So what I've got here is a rib. It comes from our Sean Morris cows in Comber. So this is one of our dry aged ones. This has been dry aging since December 11th. That's when the cow was culled. And now it's taken on this nice mold. Again, that's normal. That's what we look for. And we're really happy with this piece, so here we go. We're going to break it down for you, as per request. Now, another thing I wanted to mention as well with the reason behind dry aging is that it evaporates the water. So all of these little hairs actually are literally pulling water out of the meat fibers, and it's evaporating the water. So when you have less water, you have a more concentrated flavor, and that is really why we dry age. Okay, so here we go. I'll chop it down for you. Once again, I'm going to show you guys the inside compared to the outside. It's a big difference. Alright, so what we have now is the rib that's ready to get worked on. All the bones that we needed to take off are off. The last one, the last cut I made here was this one. This is the spine. We call it the chine bone, so this is called removing the chine bone. And this allows us to get at this nice strip of meat right in here. So what I'm actually going to do is take my knife, cut off these feather bones, and then I'm going to remove the ribs, and after that I turn it over and remove this cap that's again taken on some of that dry aged mold. And here we go. Alright, so that piece doesn't have a lot of meat on it, but we'll still trim that up and get as much as we can. Now, we've got the feather bones off here. We can take off the, actually we're going to take off the rib next, or the rib cap next. Actually, I'll start on this end. So I'm going to start over here. Just going to cut right through that fat, right through there, and release the layer of the top fat. That's the cap from underneath, which is the good meat that we want to get, and that's where the rib is technically. So once you get dry aged meat to it, it likes to fall apart like that. It naturally wants to kind of separate from the seams. That becomes more apparent when you're dry aging. The meat is a little bit firmer and easier to work with. And this last piece that I'm removing here is a natural rubber band. It's really funny stuff. It's really like an elastic band, but completely useless. It's garbage. So now all that stuff is gone. We're just left with the bones. Now, if I took, a cut right through here, for example, tied this up, this would be a prime rib roast. But today, we're not going to do that. We're going to turn this right into ribeye steaks. So again, I'm just going to go right along the bones, making sure to keep as much of the good meat on the ribs, or on the ribeye, I should say. Alright, just about done here. Working those ribs right off. And on the bottom here to get the ribs off. Okay, separate it. Now again, now that I have this ribs, we can either turn those into beef ribs, which are great for the barbecue, or again, I can choose to tie them back on here, create a prime rib roast. But today, as I say, we're just going to make some nice rib eyes, so take that extra little bit of fat here, cut off just kind of the tail. So over here, you can see we've got two different ends of the ribeye. This is the end here, more fat. That's really closer to the shoulder. So this is the cap. A lot of people find this part very desirable. And this is the eye right in here. And this is really what the ribeye gets its name from. On the other end, you're getting towards the back of the animal. Now this is kind of the last ribeye or the first New York strip steak. So they're right next door to each other. And that's the difference between the two ends of the ribeye. My personal favorite is the fattier end over here, closer to the shoulder. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. And there you go. You have one nice dry-aged ribeye from Butcher of Kingsville. Thanks a lot for joining us. Have a great day.